All right, let's talk about something that happens to pretty much all of us at some point in our careers. We're diving into a survival guide for a job you probably never even applied for, the accidental trainer.
You know how it goes, right? You're good at what you do, you've got it down to a science, and then your boss taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, can you show the new hire how we do things around here?"
And if that question makes your stomach do a little backflip, trust me, you are not alone. The guide we're pulling from today says that this simple request can, and I quote, strike fear into the heart of the most skilled and experienced employee.
And just like that, you've been promoted. You are now the accidental trainer. Yep, a title you never put on your resume, but here we are.
And that, right there, is the heart of the problem, isn't it? There's this massive and, frankly, kind of flawed assumption in the workplace that just because you can do a job well, you can automatically teach someone else how to do it. But doing and teaching, they are two completely different skill sets.
But what if I told you there's a simple formula, a proven framework that can turn all that panic into, actual confidence? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into.
And the secret, the key to all of this, starts with understanding who you're actually talking to. This isn't a high school classroom. You are dealing with the adult learner's brain, which is a whole different ballgame. Okay, so here's the number one mistake people make. They treat their colleagues like kids. But adults, we learn so differently. We aren't empty buckets waiting to be filled with information. We show up with years of experience, a ton of existing knowledge, and a huge need to know why something is relevant to us right now.
So it really just boils down to three things when you think about it. First, we learn by doing, not just by listening. Second, we have to be able to connect the new stuff to something we already understand. And third, and this is the big one, we have to know the why before we'll ever care about the how.
Okay, so remember that secret formula I mentioned? Well, here it is. It's a simple but incredibly powerful roadmap you can use for any training session. It's called the experiential learning cycle.
This idea, which comes from a guy named David Kolb, is just so effective because it's not some weird academic theory. It's literally how we learn naturally, in the real world. It's all about learning through experience.
And the flow is just so logical, it's beautiful. First, you give them an experience. You let them actually try the task. Then you help them reflect on it. What went well? What was tricky? From there, you generalize. You pull out the key lesson or principle, the so what. And finally, the most important part, they apply that new knowledge to the next try. This four-step loop is the ultimate antidote to that panic we talked about, because it gives both of you a clear path to follow.
Okay, so you've got the what. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually present this stuff without your colleagues' eyes glazing over?
Oh man, we've all been there, right? The dreaded death by PowerPoint. Look at this slide. This is what happens when you use your slides as a teleprompter, just cramming every single word you want to say onto the screen. It is completely overwhelming, and let's be honest, nobody reads it.
The fix? It's so simple. Think of your slide like a billboard on the highway, not a page in a textbook. It's there to support you with one single, powerful idea. My rule of thumb is if you can't summarize the entire point of your slide in one quick sentence, it's way too complicated.
All right, let's tackle the scary one, the question everyone asks. You're doing everything right, but you've got a difficult trainee on your hands. They're checked out, they're pushing back. What do you do?
Oof, yeah, that's a tough one. That one comment can just suck all the air out of the room, right? And it can totally throw you off your game if you're not ready for it.
So what do? Here's the magic move. You don't fight it, you don't get defensive, you acknowledge what they said. That's a fair point. And then you pivot. You put the ball right back in their court by asking what they need. What's one thing that would make this valuable for you? Just like that, you've shifted from a conflict to a conversation. It is an absolute game changer.
Okay, let's bring this all together and reframe this whole thing. Being an accidental trainer isn't a chore you have to survive. It's actually a chance to build a genuine professional superpower.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. When you teach someone effectively, what are you doing? You're guiding them, you're influencing them, you're empowering them to be better. That's not just training, that is leadership.
You're not just passing along facts from a checklist. You are building confidence in another person. You are helping your company grow its own talent. You're literally building a stronger, more capable team from the inside out. You're making your whole workplace better. So I want to leave you with a question. Now that you have these tools, now that you have this simple framework, What's one thing you can teach a colleague tomorrow? Not as an accidental trainer who's just trying to survive, but as a confident leader who's ready to build someone up.